Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
New era of Jets football. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Let's Talk Jets. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm sure there's plenty of excitement here because a lot of positivity surrounding the team. So we want to thank everybody for joining us. Let me share the link before I forget.
Let's go.
You guys
Rangers.
want to come on? Not for me, but let's go Penguins. What's up, Johnny? How you doing? What's up, Zach? Anybody wants to join, come on, man, because you guys already heard our takes for the last, 4 days. So if you want to share yours, come on and do it. Let's see what we got here. Appreciate all the support. Thank you, everybody joined us, too, on Friday and Saturday. Definitely had a blast. The Jets are good again, which is good. And it's so funny. There's a portion of the fan base that's just so funny, man, where it's like, what are you celebrating for? You can't be excited about this. They've accomplished nothing. I'm like, sometimes I just want to be a fan, bro. And I'm just going to look at positivity and see that good things are happening. As a fan, you can enjoy it. Like, what the hell's so wrong with that?
This is everything we've been waiting for as fans for the last 2 years. When we talk about patience and, trusting the process, all those slogans that we've been throwing out there, like this is what we've been waiting for. A draft class like this, where Joe Douglas puts his stamp on the team. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is, if you're not excited now as a Jets fan, you're trying to find things that are wrong or nitpick on the draft and stuff like that. I mean, come on already.
Yeah, what was it? PFF George? Whatever that clown is. Give me a break.
Yeah, I don't like, people were tagging me to a bunch of stuff. I'm like, listen, man, if somebody's ripping the Jets, I'm not interested. I'm just not. Like, the proof will come out in training camp in the season. Right now, from what all the Jets had to do, they accomplished a lot of their goals. It's exciting. There's potential. And that's all you could ask for at this point. They're better than they were this time last year. That's all that matters.
It's easy clicks for anyone that's trying to trash the team right now. Like you just said, man, like we just got 4 first-round talents at premium positions, all in need.
Yeah, I'll never understand it.
3 top 8 players in the first round.
I agree, dude. It's like if you're one of those people now, more power to you, but try coming on this show. It's probably not going to end well for you. So what we'll do is we'll go to calls because this is really about you guys, man. Like I said, I know I'm definitely talked out. Also, if you guys are bored and you feel like reading something, I wrote an article for the Jets Lounge. So check that out. I think it's the jetslounge.net. I think it's on there. And then tomorrow, if things go well tomorrow, you're going to see 2 very, very interesting interviews on this channel too. So stay tuned for that.
Oh. Keep
Keep your fingers crossed. If I keep my voice, which I probably won't, but we'll see what happens. So what's up, everybody? Let's see. I really feel like we have depth in most positions. Like next year, we could finally concrete a top talented free agent. Absolutely right. I mean, you have an influx of talent. You have playmakers. You have depth. You have a lot of things now where it's just like, it's I don't know, man.
Look at the offense, especially 2 running backs that are all capable of being starters, 2 tight ends that are legitimate starting caliber talents, and 4 receivers. One guy goes down at either of those positions, you're still okay. That's exactly what you want.
And you got depth at wide receiver too. I mean, you got Wilson, you got Moore, you got Berrios, you got Corey Davis. I mean, you have all, and you can still add more pieces. They're going to still be the June cuts. There's still tinkering you can do. I haven't seen John's video. He tagged us in it. I'm not going to. I mean, I don't. To be honest with you, man, I don't have anger towards anybody right now. Like, I don't give a fuck about the media. I don't. Who knows? I don't even care, dude. Like, it's just now not the time to have all this us against the media. This not just enjoy it. John's a content creator, man. Create your own content. Whatever you don't like that they do the opposite and make your own channel and make your own information. I mean, to be honest with you, the Jets content creators this weekend, not even just us, dude. We did a lot of bullshit. I mean, Matt O'Leary, Green Bean, Jet Central, all those guys killed it, man. Like, their content was all weekend long. It was incredible. It was better than the shit you see on TV. It really was. It was better than like Brian Costello will give you. Like Jets content creators right now on YouTube are killing it. Like they I watch them. I'm like, holy shit, these guys are like, they got Jets Talk 24/7. Another guy, they're just putting all kinds of great stuff out there. So if you don't like Samini, instead of attacking him, don't watch him. Support people on YouTube and make your own content. It's simple. That's the way I look at it, at least.
It's been the game for like 10 years. I mean, even going back to Manish, right? We all hated him for how many years, and then we still retweet his stuff, we quote tweet his stuff, we give him all the clicks that he looks for. So, like you just said, man, if you don't like somebody's articles or whatever, just ignore it and watch all the Jets content creators that are out there, because there's plenty of us.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of stuff out there's predictable. I mean, the whole Mekhi Becton thing, all these different things. It's fine, but like, it's a different time, man. Like you said it earlier, prime time. This is a different time in Jets football, a different era. There's so many good things to look at. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be speed bumps. There's going to be some issues, but there's a lot of really good stuff out there you can embrace. And I just tune it out. Like when I see certain things, I'm like, dude, today's not the day, man. This is not the Adam Gase era. This is not. There's just. Let's wait till training camp, mandatory mini camp. Let's see what happens and move on. So, so yeah, I respect John what he's trying to do, but I don't want to be involved in it. I'm not. Well, I just generally don't care. So we will go to. Let's go. A lot of good people. Let's go to Steve. What's up, man?
The draft is finally here and it is gone. So no more mock drafts every week.
Doesn't it seem like the buildup doesn't match how quick it goes by? Like I feel like it lasted like 6 months, the buildup, and then like you snap your fingers and it's already gone.
Exactly. And especially like you guys said, I was tuning into the stream Friday too, and the gap between the round 2 and round 3 pick was so long. Like that night, like that gap itself, felt like a while, but the draft overall, it really went pretty quick.
Yeah, that wait was a long time, and that was a lot of Trulies for some of us.
Thanks for the entertainment there, but overall, I mean, I think you have to be happy, not just about the draft itself, but between free agency and the draft, you saw 2 plans collide into the overall season plan going into the year, and you can't really know what's going to happen in the draft until free agency happens first. And I think we also added depth on top of other positions of need. So maybe, hopefully, we don't have the injury bug this year, but we have to keep in mind what's happened. There's depth where if the first or second guy goes down, someone capable could step up, and that hasn't been the case for a couple of years now. So I'm just happy about that too.
No, I mean, there's a lot of things, dude. Depth's important. You're getting legitimate game-breaking talent. You're getting playmakers now where you're going to hold the opposing team accountable. Like, if you want to go after Elijah Moore, go for it, bro. We got tight ends. We got running backs out of backfield. We got Garrett Wilson. We have things that we can actually bring something to the table now. Like, you feel a lot more confident going into a game against the Patriots now, against the Dolphins now. Because, like, listen, we have talent now. You have to worry about us. We used to always worry about what's Belichick doing, what's this. Now worry about what we're doing now. And literally, we have that kind of talent here. Like for a long time, the Jets were always slow. They didn't have great athletes. The sideline speed wasn't there. They couldn't stretch the field. They couldn't be innovative. They couldn't be flexible. And one injury set us back a fucking 6 weeks. Now you can overcome a lot of that stuff. So it's exciting, dude. And the thing is, you're seeing the kind of player that Joe Douglas wants now. They're getting like legitimate. Like they know who they want. They're aggressive to get it. I mean, right, prime time. You're knowing that whole play like a Jet bullshit we were fed a couple of years ago. You're understanding what that is now.
Yeah, and people want to be here, and it's evident in every video that you see. Everyone's really well spoken. They're talking about being good teammates, not themselves. And I'm not going to start a draft controversy. Like, I think like you guys, we wanted the edge at 4 and potentially Thibodeau, but I don't know. I think at 4, Sauce was also a statement pick in terms of what they want as a personality, not just the player itself's physical ability. Sauce has both, and the fact that you were able to get JJ at 26, but I really think this is like, all right, number 4, this is the player that we want for our organization. This is going to be an example pick right here. And I think that's definitely a big part of it too. And I'm really excited.
Well, that was everything you read about him, character, work ethic, is off the charts, dude. So, I mean, I think that was a home run. I mean, looking back at it, the way it played out, ultimately you weren't going to get a corner of his caliber later on in the draft. And even though the wide receiver pick, he was ahead of the curve, as far as, there was wide receivers, the next 3 picks after, we made our pick at 10. So I thought he operated for it perfectly.
Yeah, and I was always on the train, get wide receiver at 10, because like we saw the run on this draft, every mock draft had like, oh, you're going to see a couple guys linger in the second. Yeah, maybe, Christian Watson, a couple guys did, but majority was gone between 10 and 20 for the most part. So, I mean, I think it was a great move. Like the Jets would have been scrambling, not just the trade up for JJ, but I mean, maybe they would have taken him at 10, but I don't know what they would have done for wide receiver. It would have been expensive, I think, to trade up into the teens.
But I like that they had conviction too, though.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think Sally even said that if Wilson ended up going 8 to the Falcons, that the Jets were actually going to go with Jermaine Johnson at 10.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I read that too. I mean, they navigated the draft the right way, and they're getting a lot of praise for that in the media. Just the team has to stay healthy this year, and that's all I'm hoping for. Hopefully potentially double their win total and stay healthy and play like competitive football. But yeah, they got to take a step as an organization. Not Zach has to take a big one, but the whole team itself does too.
Yeah, see, I think I like that Joe Douglas had conviction. They knew the guys they wanted. They were in lockstep. I mean, Saleh and Joe Douglas are completely on the same page. They agree on things. They knew who they wanted, how they wanted them. Everybody was involved, which was great. And the thing is, it's like you feel comfortable with the process, which was important because in years past there was always a power struggle. General manager, coach were on the same level. They didn't report to it. Like they had that whole weird hierarchy that changed. But now Douglas and Saleh got it all figured out. Now the next step is while the players got to step up, we have a lot of talent. You also got to coach them up now. And that's a big step for Saleh too, because like I said, last year they got a lot of passes for a lot of things. This year you don't get the passes, especially on defense. So there's a lot of pressure on Saleh for the defense. Then also on offense, Michael Ford's got a lot of weapons now, man. He's got a lot of ways to make Zach Wilson and this offense very creative, very flexible, and score some points. He's got to do his job too now. So everybody's a lot more responsibility, but I'm not letting the coaches pass either, man. It's a lot, dude. They got to do a lot.
Yeah. 100%. And I'll let you guys get to some other colors. But last thing, the Jets need to stop letting Woody Johnson talk so much in those draft calls. It ruins every single draft call. Oh, my God.
Bro, it is cringe.
Draft call. Did you hear him talking to Sauce outside the plane?
Yeah. It's like, do you know what's in the bottle? It's like, yeah, dude, he made what's in the bottle. I mean,
the thing is, like,
shit I've ever seen.
And then Woody like tweets it out like he's proud of this. Like there's got to be a social media director says, "Listen, Woody, we know you're the owner. You want to flex your muscles, act like you're the owner. We kind of like you're just embarrassing yourself at this point. It's just so goddamn awkward."
And then they show for 3 seconds at the end. The 3 seconds at the end after Woody. Oh, here's Chris Johnson in the corner on the phone too. It's like
mother bozo.
Exactly. But
we appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Cool. He's out. Yo, John, you crazy, man. Thank you very much. You're a Bills fan? Damn. Thank you, man. So the comment is, what's up, fellas? Love your channel. Even though I'm a Bills fan, we'll be enemies during the season, but y'all killed the draft. And in my opinion, move number 2 in the division, or at least close the gap considerably if Zach takes that next step. John, thank you so much, man. Bills fans have been super cool to us, so we definitely appreciate that. That's, damn. Pretty cool.
I think talent-wise, you can definitely make the case that the Jets are on par, or possibly even better than the Patriots or the Dolphins. I think it's just a matter of how quickly this talent's going to develop, and like you said, how quickly can Saleh actually coach these guys up to where they need to be.
Yeah, and this is a fair point from Dan. This is something that we mentioned earlier: is that Joe Douglas's first draft, we all ripped him to shreds. But like, this doesn't make any sense. It was pretty bad last year. According as of a year later, looks very good, and he hired the coach. This year, again, looks good. So maybe that 2020 thing was a lot of Adam Gase, and this is Joe Douglas finally having his blueprints all over the organization.
Oh, absolutely.
So we will go to Zach. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Good.
What's up?
I think we can all breathe easily now. We had a good draft. I was pumped we got Sauce at 4. I know that was sort of a controversial pick at the time until we got to see the rest of the first round, but he's a dog. Like, you can't go wrong with having him. But yeah, no, this.
So wait. I agree with you. But if we were acting like fans throughout the draft, they take Sauce at 4. My natural reaction was like, okay, I get it. Best player available. You're passing on other players, so you must have some kind of conviction, like you know what you want. Mm-hmm. Then to me, I'm like, at 10, you got to get pass rusher because I'm like, we need that pass rusher. They take wide receiver there. You're like, oh shit. Now what are we gonna do? I mean, like, as it's playing out, you start getting nervous. Like, what is their vision? Are they gonna make a mistake? Because pass rusher is such a huge need. But then they get Jermaine Johnson by trading up for him. I'm like, dude, that's why you gotta let it all play out, because it's like you can start like flipping out and panicking, and then bang, they do. It's crazy.
Well, I think as Jets fans too, like at least when it came to Jermaine Johnson, we kind of valued him more than a lot of like other fan bases and other teams did, just because for every other organization, he was just the guy that couldn't get a starting spot anywhere until he transferred over to Florida State. And then that's where he was able to put up like all of his film. Yep. We were able to have that film and then have him at the Senior Bowl. So it's like, that's what everybody's saying. That's the reason why he fell. It's not that he was a bad prospect. It's just like the only reason why he was mocked in the top 10 was because, not just of his ability, but the Jets put more value in him than a lot of other organizations did. So they figured that he would fall to one of the spots. And
you can't discount the Senior Bowl, man. That paid huge dividends with 3 of their picks. But I'll never forget because Lee J. Douzable, I talked to him before the show when I interviewed him, dude. He was like, you don't understand how good this kid can be. And they actually sat there firsthand with him and watched him and dealt with him. And that's like, it's better than having like your interview at the combine or whatever it is, or your little visit and this and that. But you're sitting there actually in your like you can do other things. You can see other things there, get their temperament, get their personality. All it's like it paid dividends, man. And I'm excited for all that. Then they go in the second round, and you're like, all right, what are we gonna do here? People are saying safety, they're saying linebacker, and bang, running back.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably in the boat where we should have gone either safety or linebacker. But I mean, when you get a guy that was a first-round talent fall to you in the second round, it's like, yes, you need the safety, but this is going to be your bell cow running back for the next at least. I know they wanted him for the fifth-year option. That's why they tried to trade back into the first round to get him. But, I mean, I was watching a Bills fan stream of like the reaction in the second round when the Jets got Hall, and they were like flipped out because they picked Kyrie Elam in the first round.
I mean, the thing is, but how much do you think them having already signed Jordan Whitehead and LaMarcus Joyner and having Pinnock and Ash Naves and all those guys, you'd be like, you know what? These guys could be hold the fort guys. We're going to believe in our pass rush, our corners, but let's make this offense just dynamic as hell. Him and Michael Carter in the backfield for the next 4 years and go it that way. Like, is that something that, I mean, do you like that? Don't like that approach or?
Oh, no, definitely. Because, I mean, addressing not only the secondary with Sauce, but then also the pass rush with Jermaine gave them, the leeway to add another piece for Zach, and not just for Zach, but for the entire offense. Because while Michael Carter could probably potentially be that third down, like three down running back, Breece Hall's that right now, probably. Like that's what everybody's saying. And the thing is, he doesn't have to be right now, because you have the depth with Michael Carter and Tevin Coleman. So, I mean, all the pressure is, while there's still some on Zach because it's his second year. I mean, there's a lot more pressure on the coaching staff this year than I say for Zach. Like, especially LaFleur. Well, you have all these weapons now, no excuses.
Now, the one that kind of caught me completely off guard, and I'll admit it, there's 5 or 6 people that were telling me this was going to happen. I didn't believe them, and that was getting the tight end Ruckert. And I was like, what? But they saw him too. Highly touted tight end, depending on who you believe, could be one of the best tight ends in the draft class. But you already have Conklin, you already have Azuma. But then you look at what the Jets are trying to do running the ball. They also want to have that hybrid tight end that kind of plays fullback. You can go 3 tight ends. You can do a lot of different things. Did that surprise you at all, or is that just best player available for you?
Probably best player available, but also doesn't surprise me. Just the way they want to run a fullback. I think, just for looking at a guy that can come in and play fullback, I'd say he's better than Wesco day one. Like, that's already an upgrade to that.
Well, that's not saying much.
But yeah, it's not saying much. I mean,
prime time's better than Wesco. Come on, man.
No, but no, it didn't surprise me. I was high on Rucker too. I thought we needed a tight end for sure because, you look at Conklin. Conklin will have a lot of production. I feel like Uzoma will be a good veteran guy. I don't think he's going to be like the huge guy that we think he's going to be, because he's at that like area of his career where it's like things are going to probably start to drop down in production. So having Rucker be that third guy who can be the third tight end in tight end sets, be your fullback, and give him reps to eventually become tight end one, I think that was a slam dunk pick. Even when the offensive lineman in the 4th round, a lot of people, I think, wanted to go somewhere else with that 4th round pick. But I think that gives you at least
I don't know shit about him, so I'm not even gonna lie and tell you I do. I don't know shit, and I know he's versatile, and they like him because
he's versatile. He's another guy at the Senior Bowl. So I mean, it's something that they probably had a little bit more, film and scouting with him than they did like Cameron Clark. So it's a guy that, for now can just be an insurance guy, be a depth guy that learns behind Fant, and then eventually, high end side, he could be a starter, but if not, he'll just be at least depth for us. So I think it was a good thing because we need some more depth at tackle.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you surprised he didn't go with linebacker or safety at all at some point?
Yeah. I mean, safety, I could see them living without it, but I'm very surprised we didn't go linebacker. I still think that's going to be a huge hole for us because we still have Mosley's still just the only linebacker really we have. And I think Martin was a free agent that, he's more known as a pass rusher, so I don't really see him playing outside linebacker for us. But
what about Quan Alexander?
Quan Alexander would be a guy that has is he still a free agent?
I thought he was I haven't really watched this last 2 days.
Somebody, I think, right before the draft.
I think he would be a guy to consider bringing in because he's had, he's been in Saleh's system. He's a good outside guy, moves CJ back inside. But yeah, that was like the biggest need I think we didn't address was linebacker. having Nakobe Dean there, with everything with the medicals coming out, like I can understand why Joe D didn't pull the trigger on it, but I feel like that's going to be something we need to address.
You also have the June cuts as well. There's going to be roster cuts in general. There's going to be things that are kind of moving around. So I think there's still opportunities. I mean, they got Morgan Moses last year late. There's always some kind of surprise. I think the Jets are still in a position where they have the cap flexibility to actually go out and get somebody that really want them. But I agree. I think speed at linebacker. I mean, they have all these young guys. I know like Nazrul Dean and Sherwood and Quincy Williams is still there, and they think maybe Quincy Williams a year in the offseason can figure things out and grow. I still kind of want one, but I agree. I mean, that's definitely a need.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like corner was definitely a position of need, even though people didn't think it was a huge one, just because, I mean, you're hoping DJ Reed comes in even before we got Sauce, it could be cornerback 1, which, I mean, on paper he can be, but I'd rather have Sauce be cornerback 1. Or, if Sauce starts out as 2, DJ Reed starts at 1, you figure out who's the better option. But that position's upgraded. You can stop
the funny
at least
thing
the
is,
passing game a little bit.
The funny thing is, you try to you just kind of observe Twitter after the draft is over. Just kind of observe. You don't want to get involved in any arguments because it's just too much fun just to watch everybody at that point. And like, oh, well now we can get rid of Bryce Hall. I'm like, why? No. We have depth now. You have a lot of young talent and depth. If somebody goes down, guess what? Next man up. You're not going to panic and sign some guy from the Jersey Shore to go play for 3 games. You can. Why we get a little bit of talent? Everybody wants to start shipping people out and trade this guy and get rid of that guy. I'm like, dude, we've learned this lesson before. He's young. Let him grow. Keep him around.
Yeah. I mean, he was a 5th round pick. And he showed that he could at least play reps at number 1. So you got to I mean, with the way Saleh runs his defense too, it's a lot of 4-2-5. So there's so many DBs out there at a time that you're going to need at least 2 to 3 backups at that position to be rotational guys. And, Bryce Hall going in being the number 3 corner, I'd be happy with that. The way he played last year at number 1, imagine him being number 3. That's a huge upgrade.
Injuries happen, man. But this is and the thing is, people short-term memory. Just look at last year. It was every week we're losing 3 or 4 players. So now it's you have the ability. If just say God forbid whoever Sauce goes down for a couple of weeks or DJ, whoever it is, we're good. We're not gonna panic. This is depth. We're overcoming the years of Mike McCagnon being a shitty general manager. So let's not start shoving people out of town now. Let's just try to enjoy things a little bit.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Everybody needs to just chill out. Not I think everybody. It's time to sort of take a step back and wait until camp starts.
That's right.
I mean, obviously we love this team. Just enjoy it. We had a huge draft. Everybody for once is not calling us a joke. The whole Mekhi Becton situation, the way Joe Douglas made it seem like it's all business as usual. He's dealing with family stuff. He's ready to go as soon as camp starts. But you never know. That's what they have to say.
If you look at the way he answered the question, though, my dumb fan opinion is, I think he's going to right tackle. I think it's a foregone conclusion.
I think definitely. Well, I mean, Fant played better at left tackle than right tackle anyway. So if I would rather have him Fant be at left tackle and move Becton to right tackle. But
they pressed him on it. They kept trying to ask him, well, if Mekhi Becton comes in good shape and what does he do and everything else, and they're like, oh, all right. He was like, well, he'll come in, we'll figure it out. They're like, well, is there going to be a competition? Because if there's a competition, who's playing right tackle when they're both competing at left tackle? So I think the Jets will be showing their hand in mandatory minicamp. What do you mean, primetime? What do you think? Did you see the comments? I mean, the comments were kind of I think they already know they're going to have Becton playing.
The way that Fant played last year, especially the second half of the year when that offensive line was clicking after they got LGT, I mean, he looked like a premium left tackle. And until Becton proves that he could stay healthy and he's going to show up at training camp, in the right shape, good weight, until he proves that, I think he's just got to prove he can stay on the field. I think they're going to do that at right tackle. And if ultimately he looks like his old self from his rookie year, then maybe you give him some reps at left tackle and you see what he can do there. But at least start in camp, I agree with you. I think he's going to be at right tackle.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Zach. We appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Have a good one, man.
All right. We got to go up. I think I missed a super chat somewhere up here. This is my favorite question. I love these kind of questions. These are good ones, Primetime. You'll love this one.
Oh, I saw it.
Who's your favorite college football team, Primetime?
Home of Jermaine Johnson, Florida State, baby.
I know. Freaking Notre Dame, man. They couldn't. We almost had Cohn. We almost had the quarterback, and he went to the Colts instead. I was low-key rooting for that so bad. I would have kicked Mike White out of here so fast.
We're good, man. We're good.
have kicked Mike White out here so quickly. He'd have been so gone. I'm a Notre Dame fan, man. Come on. I used to like Syracuse basketball. That's about it. All right, we're gonna go to John in Atlanta. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
How you doing?
Man, I'm excited, happy to be a Jets fan. Joe D killed the draft.
Look at you smiling, man. The big smile on your face. Look at you.
You get three top picks in the first round. You couldn't do nothing but smile. Congratulations to y'all on the stream all weekend. I enjoyed watching y'all, and I enjoyed it.
So what pick did you like the most, and what pick surprised you the most?
I like 26 the most because I didn't think that they were going to trade back into the first round for JJ. So that pick I like the most because it gave me who I wanted at 4 and 10. I've been saying JJ ever since the Senior Bowl. So the surprising one is probably Breece Hall. I wasn't expecting them to go running back second round. I thought they was going to wait till at least the 4th or maybe the 5th to draft the running back. So
I agree.
What were your thoughts on going Rucker in round 3? Just as far as like going best player available, think that was smart doing that?
I like Rucker. They said I think he's going to be tight end 3. I don't think they're going to put him at fullback. He's going to be a developmental tight end. They said they like his route running, but it could be better. So that's what they're going to work with him. But they like the dog in him that he likes to block. So that's going to be his job for at least this season, maybe next, and then we'll see what he is later on down the line.
Awesome. Well, John, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good one.
Good talking to you, man.
Got John smiling over there.
All
So,
smiles tonight.
just so everyone knows, the over/under for the Jets wins this year is 5.5. Bet your house on it. It's a lock.
What?
Even if Zach gets hurt, they will get that easily with their backups. Is it really
That is
5.5?
crazy. 5.5? Oh, I got.
I didn't see that. Yeah. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Jets Lounge. I don't know. I think jetlounge.net. I'll tweet it out. I suck at that kind of stuff. Projected win total for the Jets went from 4.7 to 7.2. All right. 7.2. Woof.
Wow.
Interesting. Jets missed out on the super punter. hey, primetime. Shout out to the Jersey Generals, man. They're 2-1 right now. They're rolling 2 in a row.
Comeback win. Win, leave Johnson in.
Now we're gonna definitely have to start streaming again. Those bastards. All right, we'll go to Mr. Crickets. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Did you stay outside just for us tonight?
Yes, I had Crickets are out of retirement. You know, had to do what the chat wanted. Man of the people. So
what's up, man? How excited are you?
Dude, I mean, this was a home run draft. I mean, it's literally like it's unreal the amount of quality players that we got. Like, we got the best running back, arguably the best receiver, best corner, and a top 3 edge. I mean, like, that's a home run. I mean, if anybody told me that we were going to get these 4 guys, I wouldn't believe it. There's just no way. I had a feeling he was going to trade back up into the late first round. Didn't know for what. I couldn't believe that Jermaine Johnson fell to 26, though. That was just unbelievable. And
I think it's as early as 15 too.
Yeah, I know, which is awesome. You know, I like that a lot when a guy has conviction on a certain player and they're going to do whatever it takes to get that player. And they felt the same way about Breece, I think. That's what I heard, I guess, from Joe Douglas. And yeah, he was trying to trade up in the late first, I guess, and that was a home run pick too. I mean, Michael Carter, he's a great running back. Love him. Superstar, really, but I don't think he can take that load. You know what I mean? I don't think he could take that 10-plus touches a game. We were giving it to him last year, and he was just getting banged up all the time.
10 touches?
He was getting banged up a lot last season, man. I mean, I think they want to keep him around 10 and under per game. And then I think Breece is going to be getting like 20 to 25 touches. I think he's really going to be the bell cow. You pick a guy that high in the second round, I think you're going to want to give him a lot of touches. He's probably the top candidate for offensive rookie of the year. I think so. I really think so. We got a rock solid offensive line, barring no injuries. The depth behind the starters isn't
at best,
to brag about.
At best, the way that we rotate backs, I mean, what, maybe 60-40? He would get the advantage in carries. I can't see him getting enough.
No, I think he's going to get a lot, man. I think he's going to get like at least 70% of the load. Yeah. I mean, 36, man. Was that what it, or 35? What pick was it?
Yeah, but I think I'm more with prime time though. I think, and you got to figure they're gonna probably get Tevin Coleman in there a little bit too. He'll probably get 5 or 6. I mean, you're gonna,
and one of their premier undrafted free agents has a chance to make the roster also. Zonovan Knight, I think that kid, big dude.
Yeah,
so they got some depth.
It's possible. I just think if they like the guy that much, I think they're gonna want to use him.
What do you think about Ruckert?
I like the pick. We need another tight end. I think outside of the 2 guys that we got in free agency. I mean, who is it? Daniel Brown. I don't even know if he's still on the team. But I like the pick. Great. You get the guy that born and raised a Jets fan. I mean, seeing the reaction.
Those videos are so awesome, man.
They're so awesome, dude. His dad's reaction, his whole family's reaction. I mean, It's just fucking awesome. And I really think he's going to bring some leadership. Being a Jets fan, like he could fire up the team, man. Like I think so, at least. But
wait,
we'll see how that. I think he could.
As a Jets fan, as a Jets fan, he's going to bring leadership. What the hell does that even mean?
No, I'm saying like he's got that he's got more invested into the team other than just being on the team, drafted to the team. Like he's got like love for the team. I'm sure these other players do as well, but he's got genuine love. Like I can't imagine how excited that fucking guy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna give his all out there, and I think guys will feed off of that. Is what I mean. You know.
Okay, fair enough.
I think he's in the perfect position too. Like just having 2 starters in front of him for at least the next 2 years.
Yeah,
mentors in front of him. They're good locker room guys. I think those guys are going to teach him the right way. Conklin and Uzama.
Yeah, that was a great pick. I liked it. But just a home run draft, man. A+. I mean, I don't think there's anything I could complain about. 7 wins. I think that's like bare minimum. And
should be if they're healthy.
I think this. I hear you guys. I hear everybody saying, this is on the coaching staff and everything, but at the same time, I think the majority of this is on Wilson. I mean, he has to perform. I'm not looking for him to light it up, dude. Throw for 170 yards. Don't turn it over. Just hand the ball off. We've got 5 guys that can take carries out of the backfield. Not like through the offensive line, but like jet sweeps and shit. You got Berrios, Moore, Garrett Wilson, Carter, Breece Hall. Like those are 5 guys that are home run hitters, like genuine threats to take it the distance.
Well, I agree. There's a lot of pressure on Wilson, no doubt about it, to take a big step this year. To me, there's a lot of pressure on Mike LaFleur as well, dude. Because now you have a lot of pieces to your puzzle where you don't really force anything now. Now you could take advantage of mismatches on the opposing defense. You have size at tight end, you can take advantage of linebackers and safeties. You have speed on the outside, and you have running backs coming out of backfield that can take advantage of safeties and linebackers. So now it's on him. Like, Wilson has to do a lot of things. I've no doubt, but Mike LaFleur has to get this offense finally tuned in rhythm, get the ball out of his hands, take advantage of mismatches, like we all thought he was going to do last year, which he started to do, but now he's got a lot more tools to do so.
Absolutely, and I think. I 100% agree with you, but I think the main key to that is Wilson not turning the ball over like he did at the end of the season. And as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, there is no excuse for this team not to be competitive every single game and 100%. In the mix for that wild card spot or second in the AFC East at least. I mean, we've got to be competing for number 2 in this division at minimum. There's no
but even just at that week in and week out, compete with everybody. There shouldn't be no more ass kicking like we saw last year. Like listen, there'll be one dud every year. There's one dud where you're like, oh gee, this is just an awful game. Every team goes through them. That happens. We can't have 3 or 4. They got to be much more competitive throughout the whole season. So, Jomo, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Hey guys, home opener. I'm flying up no matter who we play. So
let's go with the lights.
Yeah, lights go out, but I'm
Perfect
fired up
timing.
no matter what.
Yeah,
I
get
am
with Joe, man.
hyped
Let's
up
go.
about this team, and it's time to fucking. I need to go up to the Meadowlands. Never been, so I'm coming up for
down.
the home opener.
Wherever the Jets play
so
week 1, I'm going to be there. If they're at home, I'm going to be there. If they're on the road, I'm going either way. Either way, first game I'm going.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna be at
later,
the home
Jomo.
opener. Take
Down,
it
we're
easy.
down.
Later,
Dude.
guys.
We're going to have some
Yeah,
epic
6 Jomo.
tailgates this year for sure, man. They're going to be complete chaos.
Oh, can't wait.
Booking it now. Jody signs Luani. The safety? I like him.
Didn't he get hurt?
I thought he did
Didn't
get hurt. He got hurt.
too?
Yeah. I don't think
Thought he, like, hurt his
I didn't
back or
watch the game
something.
this week because I don't have Peacock channel. I couldn't watch anything.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Pissed
I
me
just
off
saw that Johnson
nonsense
scored
they do.
the ceiling touchdown at the end.
Yeah. So we got Mr. Chris. How you doing, man?
What's up,
I'm
Chris?
good, man. What's there to be bumming about right now? I mean,
How's your recovery doing, man?
it's good, man. It's I don't know if you could. The lighting sucks, but basically what they did was cut right there. So just where it's bent, like where it is, like it makes it tough. You know, I talked to him today just because like it feels like the tendons like kind of contracted a little bit, you know, but he's like, oh, you know, just stretch it out. But you know, I already ripped the stitch, so just trying a little too hard, but doing good, man. Everything went as it planned. Now it's just, you know, just going through the healing process and hopefully get back.
And you had the Jets to make you feel better as well too, so it's a win-win.
You're not kidding, man. I mean, that first round, I mean, I was, you know, I think we all kind of had what we wanted. I think majority, you know, wanted to address, you know, hopefully pass rusher, and then if the trade didn't happen for Debo, you know, I think
it was a roller coaster ride, though. You do admit that, though, right?
For sure.
Oh, yeah. 10-26, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sadly talking, I know I touched upon this last week, like throwing all those articles, and my buddy that's a 49ers fan got in touch with them. I said, I bet you $10 before the weekend's up that Debo's traded. So I got to pay up. I got to pay up the bet. But no, man, it was great. You know, I wasn't angry about Sauce at 4, but it's not where I would have went. But I mean, no one knew that Johnson was going to fall the way he did. And then for Douglas to be aggressive and get back in there, you know, and get him like, I mean, what anybody, including Jake that used to call in, would be positive about this. There's no way you can be negative. It's just,
well, especially, but dude, they even said, like they said, if Drake London wasn't taken and Garrett Wilson was taken, they're taking Jermaine Johnson at 10. So they knew exactly they definitely wanted Garrett Wilson, and they definitely wanted Jermaine Johnson. They weren't even lying about it. Like they were like, listen, these are our guys. And they had like quick answers. Like when they asked, it wasn't like they weren't giving you some like bullshit story. They're like, no, this is what we wanted. This is what we got. And like they were pretty much like, it was impressive, man.
Yeah, and then like you have two, you know, trading up into the second. Like I was watching you guys. I was hanging out in the chats and stuff like that. But I think I jumped out when it came to second round. Who'd you think we were trading up for? Because I don't think anybody thought it was going to be Brees.
Nope.
Did you think it was going to be Dean? Because I thought it was going to be Dean. And like I was like running back, you know, like, and because I admit, like I wasn't watching too much with running backs because that wasn't really as high up on my list. Like I was looking at linebackers and safeties before I'd even look there. But then like watching some of his plays and like, man, like, you know, we could talk about who's going to be RB1, who's going to be RB2, but I mean, the way I see it, man, like best case scenario is we have the Cleveland Browns backfield where you have Chubb and Hunt alternating like that. And if that's the case, sign me the hell up, because either one of those comes in and just, you know, they could take it to the house. And then, you know, if they get, you know, when they need to get spelled, Coleman could come in as number 3 and he's going to be more than capable to handle that load. Well, you know, while they get their rest, you know, but two things that I think a little bit unnoticed and not really talked about as much. You want to talk about a culture changer, and not even on the football field. Having that area scout call Max Mitchell.
Yeah, that was cool as hell, man.
That's cool as shit. And you know, like everybody takes notice around the league, you know, and like just like Douglas got his chances, and you know what Ozzie helping him, like he's paying it forward, and like that's how you build that rapport with other people and keep that pipeline going, not just with players, but well,
they also did that with the guy that scouted Jermaine Johnson. Like in a lot of the interviews after the draft, they made these coaches available. Like, listen, like he's gonna get credit for it. This is the guy. Like, they're giving everybody a voice, man, which is so damn important, and that makes you vested. Like, if you know, like, if you have a job and you do all the work and nobody notices, you kind of lose interest, man. You're like,
Sure.
But if you know what you
jaded.
do matters, right? If you're what you're doing is mattering, making a difference, and it translates, and other people see it matters, dude. Everybody buys in, everybody's vested, and it just. You're right, dude. That's an excellent point, man. That was so cool to see.
Yeah. And the other thing I saw, like, you still hear all that talk about Mekhi and, other people spinning the narratives. And Mekhi put up, like, they just released a video a little bit ago. I don't know if it was before or after, before the stream started or not, with Douglas doing his little dad joke before the draft started. And then Becton retweeted, he goes, man, I got to up my dad joke game before I get there. Like, there's no ill will. So to spin that narrative and try to come up with false narratives, it's bullshit. Let it go. Where he's going to play and, how he's going to play, that's going to correct itself, whether if it's a mini camp or training camp. Ultimately, hopefully he's healthy and he's on the field in some capacity, and we'll be better off for it. And the other thing that kind of really called out to me is his name Michael, or does he pronounce it differently because the A becomes before the E, like weird like that? But I'm just going to call him Michael right now. Michael Clemens. You have off the field, you have the off the field issues and stuff like that. He found his way into some trouble, but it makes you wonder because Douglas was shying away for that for quite some time. And I think now he believes like he has his people in, you have a cultivated locker room that's going to be able to counteract on personality, and right that ship. And I mean, dude, that dude was an animal. Like watching some of like his tape afterwards, because I had no idea, who he was or aside from the position. But man, like you get that guy to buy in and have another beast like that coming off the edge. Whew, we're in
fourth round. I mean, I think that's where you take a chance on a kid like that. I like you just said. I think you made a great point.
Yeah, I mean,
Douglas has put a priority on bringing in high character guys, so you can bring in a kid like that and have somebody like Mosley or Carl Lawson kind of take him under his wing and show him how it's done, show him the right way.
Chris, what's your Twitter account so Jose can follow you?
He should look in his followers because I follow him. Man, return the favor.
Oh, damn, Jose. Damn. Who's playing that game now?
Don't even follow back, Jose. What's up with that?
Damn.
Like your videos.
He's living that Hollywood life?
I see how.
That's how you know you
no, man. I mean,
I'm gonna follow Jose. I'm done.
I mean, anybody that wants it's
I'm gonna follow his YouTube channel. I'm turning off the alerts.
I don't do anything. I retweet your guys' shit here and there, or I just follow along mostly for fantasy football. And
yep. We're all gonna unfollow Jose
that's
now.
Pretty much
that's it. He's out.
But so Tyson, this week's your big week, right? You got your run
week from Sunday, man. Week from Sunday. Thank God I got another week.
I'm sure you'll kill it. Okay, it's probably not going to be. What do you think on a scale of 1 to Goggins challenge? What are you thinking?
This is hard, man. I did my first 13 miles last Sunday, man. It's hard, dude. It's a long. It's just long. You don't know how to pace yourself. Like 13.1. Yeah. It's long, man. But you don't know how to pace yourself. You don't like you're used to running, say, a 9-minute mile, 8-minute mile. But so now I'm trying to figure out how many 9-minute miles in a row I can do before I get tired.
Yeah.
So I did 10 of them. Then I was on my 11th when I started gassing. I'm like, oh shit. 12th when I got really tired. I'm like, third. I'm like, what the hell? Like I got a mile and a half to go here. So
I have a couple. My best friend, he's a runner. I'll see if he has any tips in this so I could forward them along to you. But he does all that.
Yeah,
he always places in different stuff like that. Yeah. No, man, I like he's always miserable, especially when you have ones that end up being like with a lot of inclines and stuff like that too.
Or the wind, dude. The wind. You can't account for the wind. It's just like oof. So thanks for joining us, man. I'm glad you're doing good, man.
Tyson. Yeah. Hey, just let me know whenever you want to come up. Got that man cave.
Absolutely.
So
and pizza.
All right.
Later, man.
Yeah, and pizza.
All right. We will go to Michael Holiday. What's up, Michael?
Hey, all gas and no brakes. We got it going on now, I think.
Let's hope.
Used to be a little sketchy, but now we got running backs that can take it to the house, and we got wide receivers that can take it to the house. We got a pretty good defense, and I think our edges are doing good.
Yep.
About the Hill trade, I think he's going to regret it when he gets there in Miami, and that quarterback can only throw it about 20 or 30 yards. And I think Debo, for us, if we would have got him, would have been somebody that would have been all about him instead about the team. And I'm glad we didn't get him. What's your thoughts?
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, so there's a lot of excitement, though. But what do you think about the potential of Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore playing together? I mean, they could be like a dynamic duo if it all works out well.
I think we're going to tire the defenses out. We're going to run them to death at times. You know, we'll go long and they'll be tired, and then we'll put in another guy and go long. And I've got an epiphany about Zach Wilson that he's going to forget about next year and come out slinging this year.
I mean, he's in a really good spot now, man, because the Jets built around him. And the most important thing is the offensive line is better now. So, and then if you can have a good offensive line with protection and run the football successfully, that opens up so many elements for Zach Wilson. The kid's studying, he's working out with receivers. He's a film junkie. You can tell he wants it. So I think he's in a good spot, man. I'm just going to stay positive and hope it all works out. But they're not failing him like they failed Darnold. That's for sure.
I don't even think he's going to have to be a gunslinger this year just because of the improvements with the O-line. They added Tomlinson. You got the 2 tight ends now. I think they're going to be able to control the ball a lot better. I don't think the defense is going to be as bad, so I think they're going to get off the field a little bit sooner. I think he's going to have more possessions, year 2 in the system. Like I think he's set up well. And like when you do want to throw the ball, you got Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson. Both guys could take the top off the defense. You got some size with Corey Davis if he could stay healthy. You got so many different options, man. You set him up good.
I think you're right. I think, between our running backs, they're going to be fair in them, and then we're going to have them on the heels wondering whether we're passing or running.
Yep. Yeah, I think the really cool thing is you mentioned the defenses. I mean, the Jets, were Salo and Ulbrich. They like to platoon their defensive line, like to rotate guys in and out. A lot of times they did that. There was a significant drop-off from Quinnen Williams and John Frankenmeyers, whatever else. Now you're adding a lot of depth, dude. With drop-off won't be as much. I mean, you brought Vinny Curry, you got Jermaine Johnson, you got all these guys coming in, Solomon Thomas. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch, dude. I think they had to be better because they were awful last year. But I think they're going to get after it this year, man.
And I think they need a safety and linebackers, but we'll see what maybe comes in a trade later on, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe not even trade. I mean, you can look at a lot of roster cuts as they come along in June. Yeah, cuts, training camp battles, and also. I mean, I know they like Pennick, but I mean, I like Jordan Whitehead a lot, dude. That's a really big addition at safety, too.
You got Will Parks, too.
Yep, another guy.
I think we're in a good situation. I do. People are talking 7-8 wins. I'm thinking more than that.
How many?
9-10?
I'm 9-10.
Playoffs?
They're healthy. That's not.
I do. I think we got a team that could go, and it surprised a lot of people. I know we're in with the Bills, and I heard we got a tough schedule, but I think we're up for the challenge.
You know what it is, though? It's like the difference between like the average teams and like the good teams is a few breaks, man. It's like you get a good bounce, a good break, you get some luck on your side. That's a play here, play there, and you go from like that 7-8 to the 10 wins. And the Jets had so many bad breaks for the last 2 years. Maybe they get them this year finally. So it'd be, I'll bring it on, bro. I'd be happy. I'd be doing cartwheels with 10 wins. Oh shit.
Got to have a positive attitude.
Yes, sir. It's nice, man. Isn't it nice walking around the Jets right now? Like, you excited?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
No problem. I apologize if you guys can hear my cough drop in my mouth. I could barely talk. So if you hear things clacking around, it's my cough drops.
I apologize if you hear the dog next door that's barking like crazy.
I thought at first it was Jomo's dog.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Should never stop.
I didn't say playoffs. I'm still in that 8-9 win range, 7, 8, 9. I'd be happy with that. I mean, some people we can go 16-0. It's fine. Marcus, what's up, man? Excited to see Zach grow on the offense heading to upcoming camps. Do you guys see us adding a veteran offensive tackle? I think it's a must add in case Fant or Becton slow down. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't think you're expecting your 4th round pick to be able to play in year 1. And you got McDermott and who else? So, yeah, I think the same way that you added a veteran like Moses towards the end of free agency last year, I think they'll probably look to do the same this year.
Yeah, I think there'll be some more tinkering. Offensive line, linebacker. I mean, yeah, I think you can't expect the draft pick to come in and be your guy. What's his face still on the team? Chuma Doga?
I thought he was a free agent.
I forget.
I don't think
I should probably know that.
I think he's still out there. Free agent. I'll check right now.
All right, so we will go to the internal. See, right now, the really cool thing about right now is we're matching our next caller's positivity. I may have surpassed him at positivity right now. So, what's up, man?
That will never happen. That'll never
Come
happen.
on, man.
It was a great draft. It was wonderful.
Yep.
Everything was perfect, if you want to look at it. And we still have everything was good. And then we got to talk. Well, we got to make sure this guy does this. Everyone's going to do good. Everything positive has changed with this team. Last year we lucked out. We made we got a surprise pick. We had more on the second round when he was supposed to go in the first round. Now we were able to drop down to 26 and grab our edge rusher, even though they tried after pick 15 to trade with everybody. But
as it was playing out, though, at no point did you get nervous. Like you were good with Sauce at 4. You didn't want to trade for a receiver. You weren't nervous about pass rush.
If he took the receiver, then I was assuming he's going to grab somebody in the second round at that point. I'm sure he had his board, who's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. But hey, hindsight's 2020. I ain't worried about it now, right? So, and you got 7 picks. You have 7 picks with possible 5 starters. All right.
Yep.
Who can say that? All right. And you look at Baltimore, they just keep grabbing good players. They got rid of their wide receiver. Everyone made a big thing about that. But I was watching something, I forget what, where they have the tendency of just having guys develop. So if they want to lose the guy because they don't want to pay him or whatever, someone else is going to come take their place. And I kind of see why you see why Arizona traded for that.
Yeah, with Hopkins.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So they
But you know what? But
something was going on.
But to your point, for the longest time, the Jets didn't have any depth, man. We would pin all our hopes, like we would have like one receiver and be like, this guy is our offense. That's all we would have, or one running back, or we never had tight ends, but like we would pin our hopes on like such minimal talent, and now we don't do it anymore. Now it's like it's spread out evenly at every position. That's so rare for us, dude.
Right, because we obtained so many picks because we didn't have so many picks. How many years giving away? Hey, look who's here!
Yo, what's going on?
But you know, but that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. It's like we would be so worried about, can we get one decent tight end or one running back? And now it's like opposing teams will have to actually defend us now. We could actually be a threat and give them nightmares for a change, which we never did before.
Look at the rotation now. Look at the rotation on defensive line.
Yep. You
got the kid. Was it Jacob Martin or Josh Martin or whatever his name is?
Yep.
You got this kid Clemens. Kid's going to come in. You got Solomon Thomas. One guy got Vinny Curry. So I mean, the from what I'm hearing is that he feels that if you give the guys a break, a rest, they can come out and give you 100% on every snap they come in on, instead of having to reserve the power. It's just, how do you stop it? That's the beauty.
The other thing too is look at the mentors these kids are going to have now. You have Carl Lawson is a tremendous mentor because he's amongst the league's best pass rushers. Vinny Curry, who's done a lot of good things in the NFL, he's out there. You got Rankins. Like, these guys will learn from some really good players. Not to mention Sala and his staff, but that's like, can you imagine, like, and Primetime mentioned this earlier with Rucker having his work ethic. Carl Lawson's work ethic is infectious, man. Like, he is just an animal all the time. So you bring in Jermaine Johnson and say, you know what? This is your sidekick right here. You guys work together and figure it out. How do you beat that, dude? That's exactly what you want. That's the culture you want, the mindset you want in the locker room. Ed and CJ Mosley. I mean, these guys, this is how you change things around here.
They're all, you see them with each other. They're just one solid team. They're just brothers in arms. It's great to see. No more me. It's all team. And this whole thing has changed in these past 2 years. They put in the right people the right scouting, the right character. It's what has been negative in the past 2 years.
I'm good now.
He's good.
Honestly, this draft feels. especially just looking at the offense. That's the one thing like I've always cried about. Just build around your quarterback. You got arguably six first-round talents in the last 2 years. Factor Moore and Breece Hall. That's exactly what we wanted. Build a wall around your quarterback, add weapons, and that's what he's doing.
And LaFleur was doing it with nobody the last 5 or 6 games. Now it could be any given combination. How do you stop that? And for the guy who says we didn't get the punt,
Tyrone's like walking through like a horror house right now. He's got like
I'm telling you, man. I forgot the other light at the house because I've been at the house the last couple of weeks.
It's like, we're in a seance or something right now.
Being back in the truck is really weird because, like, you know what I mean?
I know
Tuesdays.
Yeah. And for everyone saying we didn't get the punter, we don't want anyone to punt. We want to score in every possession.
Right.
Okay.
We still need a kicker though.
Yeah, well, we see. We got the Zerline and
Stop it.
Pinero's your boy. I thought you loved Pinero.
Yeah,
I like Pinero, but he's getting a rough shake right now with all these guys. Just make him the guy.
There's competition. There's competition at every level.
That's right.
And so I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking. It's.
So how many? So have you increased your expectations for wins this year?
I stayed at 10. I'm staying at 10. I said 10. I'm not waffling off of that. 10. I'm staying at 10. Yeah. Wow. That's it. I'm sticking to my number.
That's
it.
That's impressive, man.
Why is that a high number?
I'm going to say this, right? This is my reason why. I mean, listen, I think Joe D hit it out of the park. I think he did an amazing job in his draft. Not only getting the players that he got, but changing the culture a little bit. With the off season and then last year, I think that we're just really, really becoming and putting ourselves in a good space. I think the only problem is that we're depending on a lot of young guys to step up and make a large leap. Let's be more realistic and let's look for 7 or 8 wins or be in every game. Like, listen, it depends on Zach. If Zach makes that big jump, or we're able to run the ball and play better defense, these guys are going to mesh together. You know what I'm saying? Just because we got names, that's all they are. They are names. You know what I'm saying? These kids got the learner system. They come in. It's a whole different game. So depending on these guys coming to make a major role is asking a lot. So saying 10 wins is a lot. And then I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love to be wrong and you'll be right with 10 wins. But I just think that I'm not gonna put myself and say like, yo, we're gonna make the playoffs. I'm not gonna say anything like that. I'm gonna say that we're gonna be a much improved team, and I think that we're gonna be more competitive. And I think if our quarterback makes that leap, then this team could be 10 wins. I'll say that.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it this way. I've got enough weapons here to surprise a couple of teams.
That's right.
We can sneak
You're not
a couple of wins.
Anybody. You're not.
We are.
Listen.
You're not surprising anybody. Nobody knows what we're going to do with all these weapons we have.
We're not going to surprise. We're not going to surprise. Listen, this is the thing that I don't think you guys are really understanding what Jody's doing. I think that surprising anybody's not going to happen. I think what we're going to do is, I think we're just going to beat the shit out of certain teams. I just think this is going to end up happening. I think what he's doing is he's building a monster. He's not only building a monster on offense, he's building one on defense as well. He's saying, look, we're going to line up. We're going to hit you in your snap box. You know what I'm saying? And what Mike Tyson says, everybody got a plan to get hit in the face. You know what I'm saying? I think that what he's planning on doing is really just beating teams. Understanding that, you know what I'm saying?
But the way they go about beating people is going to surprise them, and that's the element of surprise. Right now, nobody knows if the Jets are going to be a smash mouth team. Are they going to be a high-flying offense? How they're going to use the tight ends? How they're going to use the running backs? How the receivers are going to react? What roles they're going to play? Nobody knows any of that right now.
But what's the most important piece on the team? The quarterback.
Doesn't matter. But I'm saying the plan of attack is going to be a surprise to a lot of teams because nobody knows what we're going to do now. Because now it's a whole new offense, a whole new scheme, and now Zach Wilson can be a lot more better and do more with his talents.
Well,
you think we can't steal a game on defense?
I mean, listen. I'm not going to be surprised at anything. I'm just saying I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? Put the Kool-Aid down for a little bit and just say, look, we had a great draft. I know everybody's hyped. I'm pumped up. I love it. And I hope we win 14 games. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love this team. I love what Joe D's doing. I'm just saying that I'm not going to be like, yo, if we don't get 10 wins, this same old Jets, woo, woo. I'm not doing that because for the first time in a long time, I can say we have a competent GM the last two drafts.
What? Okay.
That, right?
But what? Yeah, but no, not to a point. So what? Now, what amount of wins is unacceptable to you?
I think anything under 5 is unacceptable for me.
See, mine's higher than that. So if they go 5-12, you're cool with it?
Nah, anything under 5. Like so,
So
I'm
6
saying
and 11 good with you.
no, it wouldn't be good with me, but it depends on how we got the 6 and 11. If we got that 6 and 11 on a couple of rookie mistakes or something like that, I can live with it. But I want to be competitive in every game. That's what I want to see. I want to see my young quarterback grow because I think that if he takes, listen, now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if he takes that leap and they use the pieces that they got right now, and to me, I think that we should be in 12 personnel. I think we should run the football, play action, then stretch the field, let the young kid as he gets going, the more like Green Bay's type offense. You know what I'm saying? Something like that could be very successful. But defense as well, guys have to adjust to the league. You know what I'm saying? So expecting 10 wins is a lot.
But when you say young guys, we're only adding 3 guys. Everyone else is on the 2nd or 3rd year with this team or have more experience. So these guys have a year under the belt under the system. So and we were getting much better without the guys that were injured. So now there's going to be some continuity going on, and our line has increased. We can do a lot more. So
I'll just chime in real quick after what you said before about whether or not the defense can steal a game. Absolutely, I think they can. When you look at the fact that Hall and Eccles were 2 of your starters at the end of last year, and now you're 3 and 4, and possibly your top 2 pass rushers you didn't have last year, Lawson and Jermaine Johnson. You kick Franklin Myers inside with Quinn Williams. That front 4 is going to get after it. This defense is going to be.
And you keep rotating and keep it fresh. Guess what? Anything can happen. And you'll see them playing. You'll be seeing them play more of 4-2-5. Guys, secondary all over the place. It's going to be fun to watch, I believe.
Yeah, I think. Excuse me. I think so as well. I just think that, you know what I'm saying, let's listen. Let's enjoy the moment of the draft. It was a great draft. It was a great free agency. This team has improved. So, yeah, listen, I'm looking for anything 6 wins or better.
Super Bowl or bust.
Super Bowl. I mean, listen, that's always the plan. But listen, the one thing about it is this: if Zach plays like he did, which I think he's going to vastly improve. I really do, and I'm gonna say it right now. I think that he's going to really improve. At the same time, man, like the one thing Joe D did was he showed him his team. We have a few weaknesses, but not as much as we had before. We still need a field goal kicker. You know, waiting to see what Dean and these guys do. Nah, I'm not counting that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a pride time told me to say.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
How does the rest of the team feel by adding all these players? Don't you think their confidence is now higher than it was last year?
Inspired.
Very much inspired.
They've got to be inspired.
I mean, getting Carl Lawson back, you got to be inspired.
Yeah, but now they start seeing the pieces coming in and fitting in and doing what they want to do on defense, being able to do what they do on offense. It's going to be very inspiring. Okay,
well, sir, let me ask you a question.
Well, they have a better chance to win now, and they know it. That's the most important thing.
Exactly. The attitude.
You know, I'm sure last year there was many games they went into the game knowing they weren't going to win because they they didn't have enough manpower to do it.
Exactly.
You think there's going to be no learning curve for these young guys though?
But how many young guys?
How many young guys? There's not that many young guys. Look at.
Okay, you're counting on Hall, you're counting on Wilson. You know, say ATV still kind of young. Zach's still young.
What kind of learning curve is there for a running back though?
Yeah, I mean, the one piece on offense is going to be Wilson. I mean, the running back. I mean, if you're getting to like blitz pickup stuff like that, you bring in Tevin Coleman, you bring in Michael Carter. At wide receiver, you can figure out what Wilson's good at. Elijah Moore is year 2. That should be much improvement. The tight ends are veterans; they should be fine. Tomlinson's a veteran; he should be fine. Bear Tucker is an adjustment, but that's.
I'm not saying 11 to and above. I'm sticking with my 10 because I think we can steal a couple. I really.
Well, if we stay healthy, I think that we'll be competitive. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. If we stay competitive, I think sometime in this season, we'll be able to. We should beat every team in our division at least once. I feel that way. I think we're better than the Patriots. I think we're better than Miami, and I think Buffalo's top of the food chain. So.
And let's see, like Tyson said, see what the cuts bring, and see who we pick up the cuts and add more depth to the team, and not worry about if some guy gets hurt, someone plugs in, and nothing changes. Nothing but positivity, baby.
I like
2022.
I'm feeling it now.
I like one more receiver.
I need to
you guys like one more receiver?
What?
Another receiver? For what? For what? For what?
I don't see Mims making the team all the way. You guys still see Mims?
I don't know. So Salah said he was doing good in OTAs.
Yeah.
You know, there's absolutely no pressure on him at all right now.
Oh,
exactly.
Nope.
See how he shows up in camp.
I mean,
I think they have him. I think they have him in camp. I think they'll have him in training camp and see how he does.
Yeah, they should.
I don't think he makes the roster, to be honest with you. But
if he plays well, though, listen, it's a bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like to me, I think Mims should be following Davis. Whatever you got him doing.
He did last year. How'd that work out for him?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just saying.
That's what I would. You're giving time to get back.
Right, yeah. Fish.
I'm just saying. I'm looking.
Maybe he'll bad chicken this year or something. Another excuse.
At
some point, you just got to realize you got to cut your losses. It's not working out. So if he doesn't come out like the best teammate and best player in the locker room, the first few weeks of training camp, he's gone. They're not keeping him around.
Well, you can see he's worked out. He's bulked up. He's trying. And he's doing as much as possible.
You got to go to meetings. He's got to be on time. He's got to be everything else.
I think he learned his lesson.
But listen, he doesn't bring anything else to the offense. He doesn't. He's not special teams. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't help out in them areas. So he has to make sure he does what he needs to do on the field.
So let's see what happens. Let's not just judge right away that he's gone. Let's see what happens. I don't see.
Adios.
Oh, see, back to negative.
Give that number 11 to Jermaine Johnson. Let's get him out.
Kevin knows.
I'm with you, Afram, on this one.
I'm telling you.
Let's see if he doesn't care. He's got a year under his belt now to learn the system.
Exactly.
He had a year to reevaluate his
We'll see it. When he's running with the 7th and 8th string.
Wow.
Practice squad. Tyson wrote the practice squad.
Tyson tried to put him to the firing squad.
The Generals in 2 weeks.
Look at this. Oh man. Listen, I'm looking forward to it. I think everything's been going solid for us. Trust the process. It's working.
That's right.
It's nothing but positivity at this point. Okay.
Absolutely. Afram, thank you for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Let's go Rangers.
Utah. Yeah, it's 2-3 though.
Second period scared me.
They're losing now?
Yeah. They're
tied. Gave up 3 goals in the second, but it's tied. Yeah, tied 3 in the
Let's
third.
go, Penguins. Come on, man. We got to get this win tonight. It's a big win for them.
Don't say that, Tyson.
Let's go, Penguins. See you guys. See you later, Afram.
Take care. Bye.
Later, man.
Prime time. Do you have your mouse with you or no?
I can use it on my keypad. Why?
I'm going to bolt, dude. I can barely talk, dude. I have like a pile of cough drops here. I was just waiting for Tyrone to come in. So if you guys want to do it.
What's wrong, bro? You feeling good, bro?
Sick as a fucking dog, dude. I'm pounding all kinds of shit.
Bro,
I was drinking like tea and honey, all kinds of shit to get through this. I was waiting for you, man, to come on.
I told you I was running late, bro. I knew my first.
Yeah, you're
stop.
good. I'm dying, dude.
Yo, did you still go running yesterday?
Yeah, I did 13 miles on Sunday, did 10 miles yesterday, I did 5 today. And because my race is a week and a half away, so I got to keep doing. Like I have no choice.
Wow, yeah. Well, get some rest.
But I'm
bro.
I was dying tonight. I could barely breathe. I was like, this is miserable. So.
All right, we got it from here, bro.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, bro. Have a good one.
Hold on, you got to.
Hey, what? What I gotta do?
You got to fight with Joe first.
Bro, I don't have the energy for him. He wants to fight with me. I've already won the last like 5 fights. So I don't want to hear his "I told you so." They're boring now at this point. So see you guys later.
Yo, man, get your rest, bro. We're good. What's up, prime time? It's me and you, baby.
I'll do my best with the chat. My computer, I don't know what's going on with my computer right now.
We're not going all night tonight, though, prime time. Okay?
No, definitely not. Whoever's in right now, we'll get you guys on, and then we'll probably wrap up after that. But yeah, my computer's lagging like a bitch right now. So we'll go to Joe first. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hold on. Joe, what's going on, man? Sorry you couldn't fight with Tyson. You there?
No, Joe.
All right. 0 for 1. Let's try. Yo, what's up, Dan?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Yo, how you feeling, baby? How you feeling in the draft, man? Yo,
crazy,
right?
Baby.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, man. I'm good, dude. What a great draft, fellas.
Yeah, man. It was amazing, bro. So, what's your outlook on it, man? What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Jody did? How you feel about it? How was you feeling doing the draft? Break it down.
Yeah, this is what it means to have a competent GM, fellas. You know that it's a no-brainer. It's about time that it took us all these years to finally have an owner that we got to give credit what it's due, because we lambast the hell out of Woody, for always being in there, always putting his hands on. But he finally learned when he came back from England. Maybe he'll learn something from chilling out at Chelsea or these other Premier League ones where the owners are just backing off and they allow these high-profile teams to win championship after championship. Just back off. You hired someone, allow him to do his job, and that's exactly what you're going to get. 2 years in a row. Just like one of the other callers said, that first year is an anomaly. It's something that it wasn't Joe's draft. Who's to know if maybe he really wanted Tristan Wirfs and Gase down freaking Becton on him? Who knows? Who knows? But all we know is that draft class is trash. One thing leads to another. We got the 2021 draft that I had. There was no way that 22 it was going to eclipse that one, and it didn't. It annihilated that draft. You know what I mean? So there's
what was your biggest surprise, especially from the first round? I mean, did you see them going corner at pick 4? Were you surprised that Johnson was still there at 26?
That it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me because we know that he's aggressive. What surprised me was the Breece Hall pick. That one, it came out of left field.
Yeah, anybody saw that one coming.
No one saw that coming. Nobody. Because everyone sent in the kid from BYU to be our 1B running back, Algier.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna say this right here. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, because we was doing it live in the first round, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like, I was shocked with Sauce. The Wilson one kind of threw me, but I was utterly blown out of my mind that Double J was still on the board, bro. Yeah, that I could not believe that this kid dropped down to 26, man. And they were on the phone since 15. So, and then I'm going to tell you something else I liked about the draft too, man. I don't know if you guys really noticed, right? Like, after the 4th round, we didn't have any picks, right? That's crazy. But look what you got in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, the kid Max, the tackle that we picked up.
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Everyone's saying this kid is straight monster, dude. Then Clemens, the other kid we picked up, defensive end, straight monster. Then you get Jeremy, another tight end, H, and he a Jet fan. That was the most touching thing. I watched the interview with Joe D, right? And they was like Jeremy went up to him at the Senior Bowl. He's like, you know I'm from New York, right? You know I'm a Jet fan. He was like, yeah, we know. And it was just like, the kid, man, you couldn't have wrote a better draft for this team, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Tyrone, I agree, man. Especially that Clemens draft pick. Dude, that dude's been in jail and all that. That's what I want, man, that edge, man. I want a freaking criminal right there, man. You know what I mean?
But brother, have you watched his hands, though? This
Monster.
Kid is violent. He's violent. I mean, I told you, man. I think Joe D's building a monster on both sides of the football, man. I'm going to be really honest with you, man. Like, this is probably the best I've ever felt since Brick and Mango or Darrell Revis, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's been a draft in my life that I feel like, damn, I know they're just names, and they still got to go on the field and produce. But just watching a GM make this team better in 2 summers, man. Like 2 summers, man. You changed the whole direction of what we're doing, man. And I'm loving it, man. I'm excited about the future.
Absolutely, man. This is, in all honesty, all my years of being a Jet fan, I can only remember 4 big-time draft classes. The first one was in 2000 when we had the 4 first-rounders. The next one was in 2000. Yeah, the next one was in 2006 with DeBrickshaw, Mangold. We got Leon Washington in that one, Eric Smith, Drew Coleman, all these guys that made the core. And then you have the one with Revis, of course, but the one last year, that one to me was huge. I even compared last year's to the one that we got DeBrickshaw and that big draft class. But this one,
the one where we got Revis and Harris, that was actually the year before we got D-Brick and Mangold. So if you look at last year's class between Wilson,
back to back, you're right.
Be your core for the next 10 years. Back to back draft classes, that should be
big time.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
I'm
Guys, I
excited,
know.
Bro.
Yo, so am I, man. Definitely. Guys, keep up the great job. And Vinny, congratulations, man, on being a dad, man. Have a great one. Congrats.
Man,
and I did that shotgun for you, Vinny. It like 75% came out of the front, but I did it for you, man.
Yo, have a good night, bro.
Man.
Good night, guys.
Yo.
Hey, bro. Congrats to Vinny.
Yo, congrats, Vinny.
Yeah,
Yo, definitely, man. Yo,
hold on, my computer's lagging so bad. All right, we're gonna push through this. And speaking of Vinny,
what's up, Papa V?
Hey.
What's up, Papa V? Where my nephew at, man? Where the baby, man? Sleeping?
He's taking a siesta right now with his mom.
Is he Jets down though? The key question is he Jets draft down?
Oh, dude, I already had a Zach Wilson jersey in the nursery while we were still in the hospital.
That's my guy right here. I already know. Yo, V, big question for you, man. How you feel about the draft, bro? And how you feel? I know you love this, so what's good, bro?
An amazing draft. First and foremost, to this community here on Let's Talk and a few others that I join in on a weekly basis. Thank you, everyone on here, for all the well wishes. Both baby and mom are doing A-okay. As far as the draft, that was the first draft I watched from beginning to end from a hospital room. Just and one pick after another. I mean, I was blown away. I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit, as a Jet fan, when they went with Sauce with the first pick, I was just like, oh, like I had
all reactions were not that good looking back at it.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't angry at the time. I was just like, I had everything in me thinking Thibodeau was coming to town. But I was like, all right, you know what? It's the best shutdown corner that's coming in this draft. It's a piece. We could use him. We get Garrett Wilson at 10. I'm very happy with that. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we were going to jump back into the first round and get Jermaine Johnson at 26. And then to find out the next day that they were calling up other teams as high as 15 to grab this guy. I mean, it just goes to show, for lack of a better way of saying it, Joe D's not fucking around anymore. The Jets are not going to be a joke, and they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to do everything possible to put a winning product on the field. This is the team that I want to support, not the teams that we saw in the past where the draft came and went. We would be excited about the first round, didn't know anything about the second round on, but we as Jets fans would constantly justify it. You know what I mean?
Yo, Vinny, you couldn't have said it better, bro. You know how many drafts that we drafted players and we didn't know who the fuck they were or had any expectation of them being good, but we justified it. Like I said, man, when you have competent management, man, and I mean this, bro. Like I know Joe D's not perfect, man, but this has been, since Tannenbaum, to me, the best GM we've ever had. Like when I say he's changing things, man, he's not only bringing in quality players, but he's picking up quality players in free agency. He's finding kids in the 4th and 5th round that are contributors, man, off the rip. So all we're doing is getting better. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then I had to give him some credit. I don't know if you guys watched the interview when he said, he was like, yo, he said, I told Salah last year, play the young guys. Let them get their experience. You know what I'm saying? That shows you that, yo, look, I got your back. You're going to be good. Let's get these young guys experience so we can get these guys up to speed, man. I'm very comfortable with the direction we are right now. Very, very excited.
100% agree with everything you just said, Tyrone. My only thing is let's not crown Joe D just yet. At the end of the day, what all matters is we got to start stringing some wins together. I still remember once upon a time when we had Parcells as the head coach, we were 6-3, and everyone's like, "You're in first place in the division. Shouldn't you be happy?" And he just shook his head. Is like, "Oh, listen, they're not sending any 2 dozen roses here today, and if they do, I'm gonna send them back." You know,
absolutely, yo. I mean, well, you know, now, like Vinny, what happened to V? Okay,
I'm here.
Yo, the right now, V, the biggest thing for me is this, man. And I'm telling everybody else this. I was telling Anthem earlier. Listen. Everyone's saying 10, 11, 15 wins. Listen, bro, let's tone it down a little bit. All I want to say is this. If Zach plays well, we're going to be a good football team. We're going to be a good football team regardless. We're going to be very competitive. If Zach makes a leap, and he doesn't have to make a big leap, if he can play like he played the last 4 games of the season, bro, we'll be in every game. I'm just telling you that. I just got that feeling. But we have to stay healthy. You know, the guys have to be coachable. The guys have to believe in the buy into the system. And I think they are. I think that the one thing I say about Coach, man, like, he just gives off that energy, like, look, man, we're going to fight. And I just hope that our defense coordinator improves from what he did last year? Because was it all talent last year, or was some of it the defensive coordinator?
It's a little bit of everything, but like I said, that you got to start bringing guys in that can buy into the system. We got to start putting some wins in together, and I don't even think there needs to be a playoff mandate this year. But you got to not just get fans excited about this team. If you can even put 8 wins together and show you guys that we're on the up and up, you'll convince more free agents to say, hey, you know what? They're building something in New York. That's where I want to go. I want to play for Coach Saleh, where they said flat out in his opening press conference, not only do we want to win as much as we possibly can, we want to help pay these guys as much as they possibly can within their career.
I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, it's all about winning, baby. It's all about improving. And like I said, man, we were so used to mediocrity that we got comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the fact of the matter is now that we're in a good position. So the one question I want to ask you, V, and I know it's probably going to be crazy. What's the one position of need that you think we have right now?
That we're still lacking?
Yes, sir.
Linebacker. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say linebacker. I was actually also going to say possibly safety. That whole thing back and forth with me and Dan was I didn't think that, the 4th overall pick should go to a safety. And I know you can't compare every situation to Jamal Adams, but we went through that road, down that road before. A safety isn't going to put you over the top being a good team from being, from a bad team. That being said, if you build your front 8 right there and put more pressure on the opposing team's quarterback, it takes more pressure off of your secondary from doing all the work on the back end. Yeah. That's all I would say. And Kyle Hamilton's going to be a phenomenal player in this league, but we're not a Kyle Hamilton away from being a contender.
Yeah, I feel you on that one too. I mean, I think they got Joyner, we got Pinnock. I think that, listen, I think that they're really looking at Pinnock and Joyner as being that piece. You know what I'm saying? I think they're looking at those 2 guys to fill in that kind of middle of the field, back end last in support. You know what I'm saying? But I feel you in that one. But prime time, what do you think? What were you saying, prime time? You said linebacker. What about Nazardine? What about Sherwood?
I mean, again, those guys were what, 4th, 5th round picks last year? Plus they each got hurt at various points of the season. So I think they're probably just going to look towards free agency, whether somebody gets cut or I think there's still a couple guys out there. We talked about Quan Alexander. I think they're going to add somebody at some point from now until the start of training camp. I was just surprised they didn't draft anybody at linebacker. Thought they tried to get younger, add a little bit more speed there.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really wanted Dean bad, bro. Like I really wanted, and we would have got Dean. That would have settled up for me.
We're concerned about the medicals, though. It wasn't just the Jets. I mean,
I definitely understand that because from what I'm understanding is he might not even play this year. That's how bad his injury is. He might not play this year. So
and I didn't hear nothing about that injury until while watching the draft live. When you saw him constantly drop, I was like, "What is going on here with this guy?" Man. Right before they picked the running back, I was like, "This is our moment. We're gonna steal Nakobe Dean." And then you start seeing all the leaks online. It's like, "No, this dude's got a serious injury." One only knows if he's even gonna play this year at all. And then when you hear that, it's just like, we're not a piece away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was you guys shocked that Johnson dropped as far as he did though? Like, did that just blew? It just blew. I mean, listen, we were live, and I was like, just on the clock. I was like, oh man, bro, I just lost it.
If you had asked,
I knew they were going to get Johnson.
And look at the credibility with the coaching staff. When he flat out, did you watch the interview with Jermaine Johnson? He said the coaching staff told him flat out, we're going to come up and get you. Somehow, some way, we're coming up to get you. And me, if I was the players, I was like, wow, this team wanted me that badly. I'm going to put my whole heart and soul into lifting this franchise.
Well, absolutely. Listen, man. I think that everyone said the same thing, man. That listen, that this kid, once this kid gets a chance to go out here and get a chance, like everyone said this kid works tremendously. So I'm excited about seeing what he does overall. Like, listen, the kid wants to work, and I like the fact that he's young, he's long, he can set the edge, and listen, you got Lawson, you got Quinnen, you got Franklin Myers. You got Vinny, bro.
That front 8 is going to be scary. And you know
it's going to be a problem. And you got C.J. Mosley, bro.
How could you forget him? But, I was going to say, dude, honestly, just listening to Jermaine Johnson speak and how intelligent he came off and just personable, just hearing his story about transferring from one school to another just to be able to put together a quality tape to make it to the NFL, he's easily going to become my new favorite player if it all pans out. Easily.
Because he's a humble guy, man. And I think to be in a situation like that, You know what I'm saying? You have to practice humility. You know what I'm saying? I think that people, the knock on the kid was, well, why'd you transfer from Georgia? He said, I wanted to play more. You know what I'm saying? There are guys in front of me. I wanted to play. And you go there, but you didn't just go to Florida State and do your thing. You went to Florida State and changed that program around. That's when you know when you're dealing with someone that wants it bad. And I'm gonna tell you something about Sauce. Listen, I've been yelling for Sauce on this show, I know, for 3 or 4 weeks. And I want to tell you, in the draft, this is what got me though, right? Thibodeau was on the board. And I'm like, yo, now I always say this: if Thibodeau was gone, take Sauce. Everyone knows that, right? But when Thibodeau was on the board, I really wanted Thibodeau because I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I didn't think Johnson would be there at 10. So when we take Sauce, I'm kind of like, oh my God, I'm shocked. And then we take Wilson. I'm like, okay, all right, you had to get a receiver. We didn't trade for Debo. But then I was like, yo, we're going to get a pass. So we're going to move up or somebody like in the later rounds. And to move back in and grab Johnson, bro, like that shit to me is, yo, it was like the trifecta, man. Yo, it's like, yo.
If
it's
it
like
all pans out,
Kentucky Derby, baby.
if it all pans out, these are one of the type of drafts that could be franchise altering for like the next decade, just to lay that foundation. Again, everybody's got to stay healthy, and it's all got to come together.
Building blocks, man. Building blocks, man.
Ben, great talking to you, man. Congratulations again, dude. Be well.
Yo, man. Yo, give nephew a hug, man. Love you, bro. Be good, man.
We'll do. Big props to Dan once again. We're all going to get together and do beers at MetLife one Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Thanks, guys.
I'll talk to you.
Have a good one, bro. What's going on?
My bad about that, dude. I don't know what's going on with my computer right now. I'm just like, everything keeps freezing every 5 minutes. So but we'll try to get through these last calls as quick as possible. We got James up next. Yo, James.
Guys, how you doing? I'm good, guys. You know, I'm actually ecstatic about the draft. That's probably one of the finest drafts, the most enjoyable drafts I've ever seen in my Jet fandom, right? Just seeing, I keep telling people it's a big boy draft, right? They really went for the elite players, and they made sure they were going to get them. There was no dicking around. You know, it was just incredible. You know, Sauce Gardner, arguably one of the best players in the draft, a guy that we can count on with the receivers in our division. We have to slow those guys down, the Stephon Diggs, the Tariq Hills, Parker, now that he's in New England. We got to slow guys like that down. I love the depth that we've added too. You know, one of the things that has plagued us as a team, when we have injuries, we generally crumble, right? We go through 3 losses, 4 losses in a row. And now we have some flexibility to where we can do different things and have a good amount of depth. Garrett Wilson, I know you were excited, ecstatic about that one, primetime. He makes me a little nervous when you can't differentiate who the best receiver on the team is. But if you're going to go positive route, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a better Jericho Cotchery, a better, faster Jericho Cotchery. Just the way he controls that ball. When that ball comes, he's going to bring that in. He's going to suck that in. And when I watched him, and I was really selling myself on Garrett Wilson, I was just like, this guy, he's going to be – I think we got – a lot of things.
I think more than anything else, he's a perfect fit for what we want to do on offense as far as precision route running. He's got enough speed to beat you over the top as well. I just think he's going to be a great complement to Elijah Moore. You could use both pieces kind of interchangeably. Exactly. I think he's going to be a great fit.
Exactly, and that's just the way the league's going. You know what I mean? And then to see Jermaine Johnson, I was shocked to see him fall. I'm like, what is going on here? I don't know if the rest of the team forgot he was on the board. I don't know. But I'm definitely glad he's a Jet, you know. Again, depth, right? You're going to line him up with Carl Lawson, with Vinny Curry's, with Bryce Huff, and, you know, with Clemens, you know, and watch our guys go and get after it. And, I mean, just, I don't know, guys. I know some callers have mentioned previous drafts. We got David Harris, Revis, you know, Nick Mangold, Brigashaw Ferguson. This draft is right up there with them. And, you know, it's just good to have that good feeling. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like, I think Tyson alluded to this. Like, you have pride, you know. When I have my Jet stuff on at work, you know, I got pride in that a little bit. Usually, you know what, when I hand these things out at work, nobody wants the Jets, right? Except for me. And now other people are like, you know, let me get one of those Jet lanyards. Yeah. And that's how, you know what I mean? I think more people have pride, right?
Yeah, when was the last time a draft has like universally been praised the way this one has? National media,
exactly.
I don't think we ever got. Everywhere I went, and I feel you, James, because I get the same thing. Everywhere I went, got my hat on Saturday, so I'm walking around. Yo, man, Jets got killed the draft. I know, baby, I know. So I love it, man. I love it, bro.
Exactly, and it's just a feel-good moment. Most Jet fandoms, they're all aligned. You don't have anybody killing the draft picks or whatever. Like everybody's pretty stoked with what we've done, and you got to give credit to Joe Douglas. What he's done in these past two off seasons, he's done what no other leadership group has done in 20 years. Identify a quarterback, get the pass rushers, fix the O line. Not one of our general managers has been able to address those positions in 20 years. And you can see him just knocking, hitting nails down. Okay, quarterback, let's go. Receivers, let's go. Offensive line, let's go. Pass rushers, offensive line, tight end. I love Rucker too. You know, when you see Rucker coming, instantly, if we're all Jet fans, that's how we grew up, right? Little kids loving the Jets. And when you see that, instantly, that's my favorite player on the team. You know, you gotta love him. I don't know how much he's gonna play this year, but just the fact that he's there, and if something happens with the other two tight ends, he can step in and contribute, and that's our future, right? So not only do we address needs, we also added to our future too. Just like Tyrone mentioned, this is great. Everybody's feeling good. But don't kick the Jets if, maybe we don't get to 10 wins. Maybe we get to 7. That's a hell of an improvement. And our future is, in our hands. And we have some good stuff going on. We do play in a hell of a division, right? We got New England, Buffalo, Miami. We're going to have our hands full with those teams. But if we can, learn how to start winning and not have all these drastic injuries that we've had the last few years, I mean, the sky is really the limit. It just depends on where the coaching is and how we can get guys online and finding our depth pieces and just, like you guys mentioned, you building that juggernaut. And, it feels really good. I'm really excited. Who was your favorite pick out of anything we took in the draft? What was your most exciting that you've seen on TV or whatever?
I'm going to say.
I think the most exciting reaction that we had was probably Johnson, just because we just seen him falling that player. Probably by the time they were at pick 20, we were all screaming, "Get on the phone! You got to move up! You got to move up!" Like, normally, whenever there's a consensus like that, it doesn't actually happen.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that prime time because it was like if you watch the stream, man, we were just sitting there, we were just talking, like and it was all of a sudden just on the clock, and it was like we knew, and it was just like we were just sitting there waiting, and it's like when you heard his name, bro, it's like it was like crazy, man. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That was a great feeling. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was.
Of course, same. When you see Jermaine Johnson just fall in your laps, you're like, oh my god, like what is happening? It was amazing. How do you feel about Breece Hall? This is a kid, when I see him run, I don't want to make a direct comparison, but he's got some young Curtis Martin in him. The way he's patient, the way he can shift, move, and explode. I don't want to compare him too early. He's still got a career to fulfill, right? But he's got.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, he's definitely got those Curtis Martin moves, the shiftiness, the being patient, hitting the hole. And let's be real, guys. We got to say this is the best running back group that we've had since, I don't know, Thomas Jones, Sean Green, right?
Oh, yes,
maybe even go back further to Lamont Jordan, Curtis Martin. And I love that. I've been clamoring for a running back for years on this show. Like, I love that, like when you see the Thomas Jones of the world, ground and pound, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Curtis Martins, Lamont Jordans. I feel like when we don't have that running game, it just doesn't feel like the Jets. You know what I mean? And now we have that. You got Michael Carter to deal with. You got Breece Hall to deal with, and then Ty Johnson. And this is going to be an amazing, rest of the summer when we debate, hey, what guys should stay on this team? Does Denzel Mims have a place? Does Ty Johnson have a place? Does, P. Ryan have a place? And I just love the competitiveness, just like you guys alluded to, the competitiveness within all of our positions. Nobody's just getting a job. Everybody's going to have to earn it, whether you're Mekhi Becton, whether you're, even Jermaine Johnson, nothing's going to be given to you. Even, Zach Wilson in some ways. I mean, what do you really think about Zach Wilson with these weapons? Do you think this is his test year? Like, all right, show me something. How do you guys feel about that?
Okay, James. I'm gonna say this real quick. Then I'm gonna go back. I think that first, I'll go with the Hall point first. Prime time, and I'll say something about Zach, and I'll let you jump in. Hall reminds me of somebody else. He reminds me of more like a Le'Veon Bell. He's a really patient runner, and when the hole opens up, he busts through the hole. The kid has great balance, great leverage. I don't think he catches the ball as good as Le'Veon. I don't think he catches the ball as good as Carter. But I think that the kid in the open field, he's really elusive. He has good balance, and he's a wrecking ball if need to be. Now, as for Zach himself, I think that I'm not going to say this is Zach's trying year. I think after next year, I think after that, then if he's not where he needs to be at, I think they'll start looking for another way to go. I think Zach the answer, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the kid has it. I think that coming out of BYU, he came out not understanding the game, not having a mentor, not having a veteran to push him or to show him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that what happens is the kid he's used to playing a certain way, but in the NFL, guys aren't 5 feet open, it's inches. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he learned to take what the defense gave him because he watched other guys do it and be successful. So I think if he comes in, like the one thing I say about the kid, he works hard. So I think if he comes in with that mentality, and the kid has a cannon. So, I think, man, for us running the football, and one thing that nobody said tonight, I don't know if you guys said tonight, but we have tight ends now. That makes the game so much easier having tight ends because you're not only opening up the middle of the field, but you're giving somebody else to be accountable for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what do you think, Prime Time?
Well, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I don't think by any means this is Zach Wilson's make or break year. One of the biggest points I made when he was drafted was that I thought it was going to be a long learning curve coming from the defenses he was facing against BYU to the NFL level. I thought that was a significant jump, and there was going to be a significant learning curve. So just the way that he was able to manage the games better in his first year, I thought that was a huge step. Now in year 2, I think you want to see that balance between knowing when to take those chances, knowing when to start, kind of working off your run game, taking what the defense is giving you, but being selective again with your shots and just reading the defense, just showing a better understanding of the game. So just doing those little things. I think if he's able to do that, I'm not going to quantify it with with stats or with wins or anything like that, but I think he should be able to take jump this year just based on the talent around him. If the offensive line stays healthy, if Becton's out there with the weapons he has, the 2 tight ends, the 2 backs, there's more than enough help. Not to mention a good system that he's in year 2 in. I mean, he's got everything around him that he could possibly need for a young quarterback. So I think you just got to show gradual growth. And then year 3, you're probably looking for that Josh Allen type of leap.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But isn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome to have the pieces where we could just do whatever we want? We're not handicapped. We can go down the field if we want. We can play the mid-range. We can do the play action. We can pound the rock. We have so many possibilities. It's great. I haven't really felt like it.
Nah, bro. No, bro. When I said, bro, you're so right. Like, listen, man. We have 2 tight ends that can block. We have 2 guards that are solid. That should be Pro Bowls this year. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. We can run the ball this year, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can imagine whatever side Becton is on. You know what I'm saying? Bro, listen. It's gonna be holes there. Then you got tight ends that can block. Then you can go with the play action. Bro, when I say we can be so creative that we really have a chance to come out here and do whatever we want to do, and I'm excited about it. I love it, man.
Yep.
I love it.
Yes. I really, really happy. Thanks for having me on, guys. You guys are awesome. And keep up everything. Just let the good times roll. Let the good juju go, and see where everything, where the chips fall at the end of the day. So.
Yes, sir.
Amen, dude. Good talking to you, bro.
All right, guys. Thank you for everything. You guys have a good one.
You too, bro. Have a good night.
Man. Loving all the positivity tonight. Let's keep this going.
Right, bro. Prime time. How can you not be happy right now?
Good times, man. We got Sean up next, and then John, and then Jose to close it out. So, Sean.
Okay.
What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How you doing, man?
How you feeling, man?
Feeling all right. This is the first time in a while that both the Jets and the Seahawks have had a really good draft. I think the Jets draft is much, much better. What I really like about what the Jets did that I haven't really seen a lot of teams do ever is when you have a lot of draft picks, they traded up quite a lot in order to get a draft that I thought was like there is a good amount of depth, but I still think it was pretty top heavy in the first 3 rounds, and the Jets really exploited that, and they addressed their biggest needs in the first.
Well, I think that made sense for them just based off the last 2 years with the amount of young players that they have on their roster right now. I think it made sense right now just to go for more quality instead of quantity. You have a chance to move up and get a player that you know that fills a premium spot, and they were able to get 3 of them, 3 guys on their top 8 in the first round. I mean, that's huge.
Right, exactly. I was really surprised when they traded up to get Jermaine Johnson, because I didn't think a team would allow any other team to trade up at that point. Because if you trade up when Jermaine Johnson hasn't gone yet into the mid-20s, you're pretty much telegraphing the fact that you're getting Jermaine Johnson.
Bro, you know it.
Yeah, so it was really, really surprising that Joe Douglas pulled that off. Initially, it seemed like it was high draft compensation, but for Jermaine Johnson, I think it was a steal. I think they addressed the need that they needed. And I've been saying this for about 2 years now. I think the biggest strength for the Jets in that 2020 season, I know it was an awful season, but the best thing that the Jets had is pressure up the middle on the defensive line. They had really good 3 and 5 techs, particularly the pressure that Quinnen was exerting as their main 3 tech, occasionally switching to the 5 tech position as well. He was getting a lot of pressures up the middle, and his pass rush win rate was pretty high. I'd say the highest on the team. It was higher than most of the league as well. What they were missing was that consensus pass rusher, and they've addressed that need multiple times over. Getting Jermaine Johnson mainly. They're going to get Carl Lawson back next season. Hopefully, that was really devastating.
Solomon Thomas and Vinny Curry.
Right, yeah, Vinny Curry and Solomon Thomas. The thing with Solomon Thomas is I'm a little skeptical because he played us twice a year for 5-6 years now. I don't think that he ever really broke into that mold of a proper D tackle where he could get consistent pressure up the middle.
Well, let me ask you a question though. He's not going to be playing a full-time role, so think about him coming in spurts. So he's going to be fresh every time he come in. Vinny's going to be fresh every time he come in. The kid we got from Houston in the Huff, I'm going to be honest with you, what's his name? Zuniga?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he makes a team. I don't listen. I don't see.
Barely made the team last year.
I'm just saying, I don't see him making the team. Period. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be really hard to make this team right now. I really think so.
And they have a lot of players on their roster. I don't know exactly how many players, but after the draft, after free agency, the Jets have really loaded up on how many guys they could have gotten on their roster. So I think the next few weeks, or months, I should say, of roster cuts are really gonna. It's gonna be tough because you're gonna have to make that decision between new guys and old guys, between guys that know the scheme that might not particularly be the best fit, like you mentioned Zuniga, and new guys on the team that aren't obviously they're not as good with the playbook yet, but they have a lot more of that raw talent. And they have a higher, a steeper learning curve. So you have to make a lot of those decisions now. I think they addressed pretty much every need that they needed to. Apart from center, maybe D tackle.
I'm still surprised they didn't address linebacker at some point. I think if you saw most mock drafts going into the draft, they had just taken a linebacker at some point, round 2, maybe round 3. I haven't seen one that didn't have them taking a linebacker at all. So that's probably the one surprise for me.
That's true. I think they have a good amount of trust and confidence in Quincy Williams to kind of play that 1-2 punch role with C.J. Mosley. Do you think that they bring back LaMarcus Joyner? I know he plays mainly safety, but he can.
They already did. They're back already. He's back already.
Oh, he's back. Oh, my bad. I didn't see that. Yeah. He played kind of both positions with the Rams. I don't know if that's how Salah's going to use him. Salah loves playing that 3-4 technique a lot more than previous Jets head coaches did. So I think what Salah's going to do, using that 3-4 technique, he's going to drop a lot of guys back into coverage, kind of like how the LOB was. He's going to have a lot of pressure. Not pressure. The quarterback might not necessarily have a lot of defensive line pressure coming at him. So you're going to have a lot of top heavy D line guys rush the quarterback, but they're going to play these zone schemes where you have your best receivers bracketed by a too high safety shell, man corner. That's what Salah likes running, and I think given that the roster buildup has really reflected that. I don't really see Salah using the middle of the field as much, and that could be a weakness. If you're running down the middle of the field in those intermediate routes, you can occasionally get burned, especially on the yards after catch. that's been something that's been that happened last season as well. It's not that they got burned on the run as much or on those deep passes. Like, I think the Jets actually, even last season, handled the deep passes quite well. Bryce Hall did a really good job against Jamar Chase in the Bengals game. I think, like you said, they have to address linebacker to just cut off that yak down the middle of the field. But I think they're going to use a lot of guys in the secondary in order to kind of tap into their speed and close up the middle of the field a lot more efficiently and a lot more quickly.
Well said, man. Good stuff. Sean, great talking to you, man. Appreciate your insight. Have a good night, man.
Thanks. Have a good night. Appreciate being on here.
You too, bro.
Appreciate you calling in, bro. Be good. All right, we got John up next. Yo, John.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Doing great, man. What an incredible weekend it was. I was at the MGM right now. I was at the MGM watching it on the movie theater screen. And
that's awesome. How's that?
That was great. It's surprisingly a little dead. It was kind of weird. But, you know, they have an incredible setup where they have a movie theater set up with 2 movie theater screens to watch the top sports ends. And then you got the 10 other TVs on the side to watch whatever's going on in sports at that moment. So it's a great time.
That's cool, man. So what are your thoughts on the draft?
I wanted Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, nothing against Sauce. I didn't lose my mind when they didn't pick Thibodeau. I was just a little bit worried. Yes, I am going to do the dishes after I talk with you guys. So.
Making sure you're helping out.
Yeah, of course. I got to do my part around the house. But yeah, I wanted Thibodeau, but it ended up working out. You know, getting Jermaine Johnson, just amazing good fortune. And I was jumping up and down when he picked Garrett Wilson. I have been screaming from mountaintops for the last 3 to 4 months about Garrett Wilson. And
wasn't Treylon Burks your guy?
No, my consistent number one was Garrett Wilson the entire time. There was a time where Burks was, 1 and 2 with Wilson, but Wilson was my consistent number 1 the entire time. So to me, he has the route running ability of Stephon Diggs. He has the body control of early Odell Beckham. And he has the leaping ability of Lynn Swann. Maybe even, this kid is the truth. I really think that
if you could go back, you're good with taking a receiver at 10, you're
absolutely.
Fine. AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, you're okay holding around there, Wilson.
I mean, I heard rumors that the reason the Debo trade fell through is because Frisco wanted Drake London, and when Atlanta took him at 8, that was pretty much the end of that. So that's a couple of rumors that I've heard, but yeah. And Breece Hall, I've got an interesting nugget. I think I DM'd you guys about this, but did you know that Breece Hall holds the NCAA record for most consecutive games with at least 1 touchdown with 24?
Wow.
That is 2 full seasons, maybe a little bit more of college ball that he's at least gotten 1 touchdown per game. I mean, that's absurd.
Breece Hall scoring touchdowns every game, and our new corner hasn't given up a touchdown his entire career. So.
I know. JD absolutely killed it. I mean, I'm not that wasted, so.
But, what was your biggest surprise from the draft? Are you surprised that they went running back in the second round?
My biggest surprise is Jermaine Johnson falling all the way to 26. I was floored. And I had a feeling that JD was going to take him. Sadly, I left the MGM, but right before the trade actually happened. because I want to make sure I get an Uber home since I'm in Western Massachusetts. So that was my biggest shock. I was floored by that.
Yeah, I don't think nobody
I
saw that
couldn't
one
believe
coming,
it.
bro.
And I had a feeling. I'm like talking to myself during the draft when it's like 16, 17, 18. It's like, why isn't Joe D making a move to get him? And it turns out he went from like pick 15 on to try, to get the trade for him. But amazing good fortune that he fell all the way to 26. I mean, the thing I love about Joe Douglas is he got, he wanted his guys and he was aggressive getting them. I mean, he got the top cornerback, the top wide receiver, a top 3 edge rusher, and the best running back in the game. Did you see the video of Buffalo fans losing their mind?
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah, that was funny as hell.
Yeah,
that.
the show that Tyson was on. I forget. It's Buffalo Cap, I think it is.
Yeah,
but
they were pissed. Fucking Jets.
Because they wanted him at like 25 or wherever Buffalo was picking, and they know they're not going to win any Super Bowls with Singletary as the back.
Nah, they got cooked though, bro. So they ain't too far off. Cook is a steal. Cook is a steal, bro. Trust me.
And prediction, I'm gonna book it right now. The Patriots will be cellar dwellers in the AFC East, hands down. I mean, what an awful draft. I mean, Belichick has lost it. He's lost his fastball. He's lost.
He's never putting together great drafts, though. I mean,
not really.
Well,
he coaches them up, though. He finds a way to win, bro.
No, the thing is, he had number 12 covering up for all the but he with all his deficiencies, he had 12 hiding it. But now that he doesn't get 12, now we're seeing who was kind of the part that was really the driving force of their success. So I hope New England enjoys their DVDs because they're never going to see a championship for at least 20 years, probably.
You and Vinny love talking about the Patriots, man. I'm just worried about the Jets. But John, man, good talking to you. Glad you did well.
Oh, great, man. You guys are the best. I'm actually gonna talk to Tyson about doing a video about his article about this is not the same old Jets, because it got me really thinking about it. And of course I'll put the link to it, and I'll put the link to your show in there as well. So
yeah, definitely reach out to him.
All right, man. Thanks, John. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night, bro.
Good night.
All right, and we go to the closer. Celebrity.
My guy.
Jose.
My guy.
Baby. What's up, bro?
Tyson feel better.
Yeah, definitely.
You see, Tyrone?
What's up, bro?
How you doing? Now,
good.
We're doing great, man. How are you? How are you?
I would like it.
Seahawks draft.
Oh, I love the Seahawks draft. Drafting for the future. It is what it is. I like it.
Future's a long way away for you guys.
What? What do you say?
The future's a long way away for you guys.
Two booking tackles. Two booking corners. By running back. I like it. I like it.
Find Broken Corner by Randy Housen, but here is other music by Randy Housen.
Echo.
Where's your Amazon Echo talking to us? What's going on?
Echo. Be quiet.
Hey, Jose, man. Hey, bro, little bro, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
How you feel about the Jets draft, man? Honestly, how you feel about the Jets draft?
Now, I would like it to be like that. I was this close to having first both round draft picks correct. I was this close to nailing 4 and 10. I said it last week. Sauce Gardner and Jermaine Johnson and Tyrone, you call me crazy. BT, you kind of crazy.
Dude, I didn't see corner at all at 4.
Give me
A
my
lot of people did. I did
No,
not.
but you know, I wanted. I'm gonna give you credit, Jose.
Hold on. I think Tyrone said you were crazy that Johnson was going to fall to 10.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, Jose, I'm gonna give you credit, Jose, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think Johnson would be there at 10, and I damn sure didn't think he'd be there at 26, bro. Like, I'm being honest with you. I don't even understand that shit. That's crazy. Like, no one seen that one coming.
And then to circle back to my Seahawks for a second. Yes, I love that. I love that pick, and I called that pick on the Seahawks channel. So I love the Kobe Bryant pick. I can't wait. I like the Charles Cross pick. We got
Who's
another.
he blocking for?
Our quarterback that's gonna be drafted next year.
You guys might actually be doing it the right way because next year's class looks pretty good with quarterbacks. You let Gino play for this year, you might be picking top 5.
This year is Charles Cross's training day. Training season. Let him get it all out. His rookie season that year. That way next season.
I got a question for you, bro. How you feel about the running back? The running back.
Oh,
how you feel about that?
Oh, I was so pissed when you guys took Brees Hall. But I like that.
Walker?
Antoine Walker.
Yeah, he's a
I'm
beast.
sorry, not
He's no Brees Hall, though.
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker. He's a beast, though. I'll give him that. He's a beast.
A lot of the analytical people are complaining about, oh, you don't take a running back in the second round. I'm looking around like, we don't have a running back signed after this next season.
Oh, wow.
You have to take a running back.
Yes. Yo, she be horny, bro. She always be horny. Yes, sir.
Is she married?
Are you proposing? Kristen, Jose wants to know if you're married.
I'm right. If she's married, I never said anything.
Man, she don't miss a beat, though, bro. She always on point.
Hey, PT.
Always.
What's up?
PT, how nervous are you right now?
Right now? What about the Ranger game? I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified. You gotta win game 1, especially at home. Gotta win game 1.
My Kings stole game 1 last night.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I thought the Oilers were gonna destroy you guys.
Now, from now on, you guys can call me the Hulk, because Thursday I broke my old chair, and I am this close to breaking the new one.
Oh, no. How'd you break it?
Oh, wow.
Pushing against it.
In anger, draft pick, or just by accident?
I was actually typing in the chat, guys. I'm not gonna be able to do the shotgun. My chair is literally about to break in half.
That's all right. We'll just do 2 next week to make up for it.
No, I'm only doing 1.
Only doing 1.
Not doing
my
2.
week goes up another 1. So.
I am not doing 2. What?
Now you owe us 1 when we come out there for the game. How about that?
Yeah, that's a deal.
I got 1 on the stream, one when we go out there to Seattle for the game. I think
deal.
That's fair.
That's a deal.
Seattle.
So, guys, congrats on the Jets draft. The steal of the draft.
Thank you, Jose. It means a lot.
The steal of the draft.
Real talk, bro.
The steal of the draft was actually.
Jose, I got some bad news for you, man.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Christy is taken, but she does want to give a shout out to the girl who's eventually going to steal your heart.
Thank you, Christy.
Christine, yo, when I say, man, she
A
always
special
on
person
point,
awaits
bro.
you, Jose.
She don't
Never
miss
stop
a beat,
Well,
man.
I have someone in mind.
That was quick.
I'll DM you because
Uh-oh.
I'm not trying to have that out there.
Uh-oh, so that means I know them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
You get to know.
Oh,
no one else. No one else.
You know me. I keep
if it leaks, I blame you.
It won't leak.
So guys,
just run off. No leaks here, man.
So guys, have a good night. Love you both.
Love you, bro.
You too, man. Good catching up.
Tyson, feel better. If you're looking for a Seahawks channel, something like channel, I will be posting a video later tonight. And with that, I'm out. Good night, guys.
All right, love you, bro. Be good, man.
And with that, we are done as well. Let's go Rangers. About to start overtime. Let's go Mets also. Shout out on the no-hitter. We haven't lost a series, and we're in May, so Mets looking good in first place. Good time for all
10-13 right
drafts.
now, so.
Talk to you guys later. Thank you, everybody that joined us tonight. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one. What's up, baby?